Breaking. This is what made Jin BTS come to Cha Eun-woo's military camp. The news has spread like wildfire across fan communities, sparking conversations not only in Korea but worldwide. Cha Eun-woo, known as one of the most beloved idols and actors, has been facing a difficult time during his military service. Rumors began circulating that Eun-woo was struggling emotionally, feeling the weight of isolation and the pressure of expectations. In the midst of this, Jin, the eldest member of BTS and the first to complete his military service, decided to step in, not as a superstar, but as a brother figure offering mental support. The atmosphere inside the camp had reportedly grown heavy. Eun-woo, admired for his calm demeanor and flawless image, was said to be under immense stress. Military life is demanding, and for someone who has lived under the spotlight, the transition can be overwhelming. Jin, who had already endured the same journey, understood better than anyone what Eun-woo was going through. His arrival was not just symbolic, it was deeply personal. Witnesses described how Jin's presence immediately lightened the mood, bringing warmth and reassurance to Eun-woo and those around him. Fans were quick to notice that Jin's visit carried echoes of BTS's bond. Each member of BTS has always emphasized the importance of mental health and brotherhood. RM, the leader, has often spoken about resilience and the need to support one another during hardships. Suga, with his quiet wisdom, has shared his own struggles with pressure and how solidarity within BTS helped him overcome them. J-Hope, known for his optimism, has always been the one to lift spirits when things get tough. Jimin, with his empathetic nature, has stood by his members during their darkest times. V, with his soulful personality, has expressed how companionship is the anchor in moments of despair. Jungkook, the youngest, has repeatedly shown how leaning on his hyungs gave him strength. Jin's visit to Eun-woo was not just about two individuals. It was a reflection of the BTS philosophy. The group has always embodied unity, and Jin carried that spirit into the camp. His words to Eun-woo reportedly centered on encouragement, reminding him that even in the toughest times, he was not alone. The bond between idols transcended competition and spotlight. It became about humanity, friendship, and shared struggles. The story quickly gained traction online, with fans praising Jin's gesture. Social media platforms were flooded with hashtags linking BTS and Cha Eun-woo, highlighting the emotional impact of the visit. Many noted that Jin's action was consistent with his character: humble, caring, and deeply aware of the importance of mental health. His military experience had shaped him, and now he was using it to guide someone else through the same path. The camp itself reportedly felt different after Jin's arrival. Eun-woo, who had been visibly tense, seemed calmer. Fellow soldiers noticed the change in atmosphere, describing how Jin's presence brought a sense of normalcy and comfort. It was as if the weight of expectation had been lifted, even if just for a moment. Jin's ability to connect with Eun-woo was not about fame, it was about empathy. This breaking news has become one of the most talked about stories in entertainment and military circles. Fans are calling it a reminder that idols, despite their fame, are human beings who face struggles just like anyone else. Jin's visit is being hailed as a powerful example of solidarity, not only between BTS members, but across the entire K-pop industry. This is what made Jin BTS come to Cha Eun-woo's military camp. As the story continues to unfold, the impact of Jin's visit is being analyzed from multiple perspectives. For fans, it was a heartwarming moment that showcased the depth of BTS's influence beyond music. For Eun-woo, it was a turning point in his military journey. And for the industry, it was a reminder of the importance of mental health support among idols. Jin's decision to visit Eun-woo was not random. Having completed his own service, Jin knew the psychological toll it could take. He had spoken openly about the challenges of military life, from the strict routines to the emotional isolation. His empathy was rooted in experience, and that made his support authentic. Eun-woo, who had been rumored to feel overwhelmed, found solace in Jin's presence. The two reportedly shared conversations about resilience, brotherhood, and the importance of staying grounded. The ripple effect of Jin's visit extended to BTS as a whole. RM, always the spokesperson for the group, highlighted in past interviews how BTS members constantly check in on each other's well-being. Suga's reflections on mental health struggles resonated with fans who saw Jin's gesture as a continuation of that narrative. J-Hope's optimism was mirrored in the way Jin brought light into a heavy environment. Jimin's compassion was evident in the way Jin approached Eun-woo with gentleness. V's soulful nature was reflected in the emotional depth of the visit. Jungkook's reliance on his hyungs was echoed in Eun-woo's newfound reliance on Jin. Together, BTS's values were embodied in Jin's actions. It was not just about one member, it was about the collective spirit of the group. Fans interpreted the visit as a living example of BTS's message, that no one should face hardships alone. The group's music has always carried themes of healing and support, and Jin's real-life actions reinforced that message. The entertainment industry has taken note of this event. Analysts suggest that Jin's visit could inspire more idols to support one another during military service. The pressures of fame often create invisible burdens, and solidarity among idols can make a significant difference. Eunwoo's case highlighted how even the brightest stars can struggle, and Jin's intervention showed how empathy can change the narrative. Social media continues to buzz with reactions. Fans are creating content, sharing clips, and writing heartfelt messages about the importance of Jin's gesture. Hashtags linking BTS and Cha Eun-woo remain trending, proving the global reach of the story. The narrative has become more than just breaking news. It has evolved into a cultural moment. For Eun-woo, the visit marked a turning point. Reports suggest that he has been more at ease since Jin's arrival, participating in camp activities with renewed energy. His fellow soldiers have noticed the difference, describing him as more approachable and less burdened. Jin's influence was not about fame. It was about genuine care. As the story continues to resonate, one thing is clear: Jin's visit to Cha Eun-woo's military camp will be remembered as a defining moment. It was not staged, not scripted, it was real. A superstar chose to step into the shadows of military life to support another idol, proving that humanity and empathy transcend fame. Breaking. This is what made Jin BTS come to Cha Eun-woo's military camp. The headline itself captures the essence of the story, but the deeper narrative lies in the bond between idols, the philosophy of BTS, and the reminder that even in the toughest times, support can change everything. Cha Eun-woo, who had been rumored to struggle under the weight of military life, is now showing signs of renewed strength. Sources close to the camp describe him as more confident, more engaged, and more willing to embrace the challenges ahead. Jin's presence was not fleeting. It left a lasting impression. Eun-woo has reportedly spoken to fellow soldiers about how Jin's words reminded him of the importance of leaning on others during difficult times. For someone who has always carried the image of perfection, admitting vulnerability was a breakthrough moment. The influence of BTS as a group cannot be overlooked in this narrative. Jin's actions were deeply connected to the values that BTS has championed for years. RM's leadership has always emphasized unity, and Jin carried that message into the camp. Suga's honesty about mental health struggles resonated in the way Jin encouraged Eun-woo to speak openly. J-Hope's optimism was reflected in the light-hearted energy Jin brought to the soldiers. Jimin's compassion was evident in the gentle way Jin approached Eun-woo. V's soulful depth was mirrored in the emotional conversations they shared. Jungkook's reliance on his hyungs was echoed in Eun-woo's newfound reliance on Jin. Together, BTS's philosophy of brotherhood became the foundation of this visit. Fans around the world recognized that Jin was not just acting as an individual. He was embodying the collective spirit of BTS. The group's music has always carried themes of healing, resilience, and solidarity, and Jin's real-life actions reinforce those messages in the most authentic way possible. The entertainment industry is now buzzing with discussions about the broader implications of this event. Analysts suggest that Jin's visit could set a precedent for idols supporting one another during military service. Military life is often seen as a period of isolation, but Jin's gesture proved that solidarity can break through those barriers. Eun-woo's case highlighted how even the most admired idols can face struggles, and Jin's intervention showed how empathy can change the trajectory of someone's experience. Social media continues to amplify the story. Fans are creating videos, writing articles, and sharing heartfelt posts about the importance of Jin's gesture. Hashtags linking BTS and Cha Eun-woo remain at the top of trending lists, proving the global reach of the narrative. The story has become more than just breaking news. It has evolved into a movement centered on compassion and support.